We are here with Martins Mill Jr., Kara Nixon. She just scored 41 points on Tuesday night in a win over Alba Golden. Kara, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, before we get real into this, was 41, is that a career high or have you scored more than that before?
Yes, sir, that's career high.
Oh, career high. Well, congratulations on the career high. Now, did you know that that was going to be that type of night when the game started? Because you started off hot that night. I want to say maybe scored the first 10 points or something. Did you feel that going into the game it was going to be one of those nights?
No, not really. I never think about I'm gonna score 41, obviously, but once I scored in the first 10 points, I feel like, oh gosh, I'm kind of on tonight. So, yeah, by the minute mark, wherever I scored 10 points, then yeah, I kind of knew by that point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't go into it expected to do that, but yeah, I'm sure a good shooter like yourself, you know when it's kind of going. When you're kind of in a zone like that, when you're in a rhythm and just kind of everything's easier for you that night because everything's going in. How much fun is it as a player to have one of those games?
It's really fun, especially with the team I have. Like, they're none of them get jealous. Like, they're not like, oh my gosh, here she goes, because we all kind of have those nights that one score, like, okay, she's on, and they're pretty good at feeding me the ball when I'm on, and like vice versa. So I think it's really fun because they like hype me up too. Like, it's not just oh my gosh, she's going to score. Like, it's all around. It's pretty fun to play like that.
Well, and yeah, that's a good point too. Like the team aspect around you, like it's not just you that can score. You got Kenna over there that can score, T. Lee and Brylan, all those that can Ali Vaughn that can all get buckets. So how much easier does it make it as a team to know that you got scorers all over the court and that anybody at any time on the court can go and get a bucket if they need to?
It kind of removes pressure off of people that if you're not on that night, let's say that I don't have one of those games, I'm not like, oh gosh, like I'm gonna have to be on every night. Like I have a chance to okay, this might not be my night. It's Kenna's night or it's Brown's night. It's pretty relieving having five scorers on the court at all times because the defender is not looking at one person. They have to guard all five or they're done. Like they're gonna lose.
They're going to be in trouble for sure if they can
Yeah.
if they can't guard all of them. How talk to me about the closeness of the team because eight girls on the roster, right? Like it's not a deep bench. It's a lot of y'all are playing a lot of minutes. So how close knit is this team this season?
This team right now, we've been playing together since I don't even know, like fifth grade. And so we just know like the ins and outs of like what we can do, what we can't do. And we kind of like make those people shine at like what they're good at. And just like outside of basketball, we hang out all the time. It's not like, oh, only a basketball, let's go hang out. No, it's like in the summer we go swimming. Like it's like all year round we're building the connection and building the relationship on and off the court. So I think it helps us on the court know each other well, and like if things don't go their way, like hey, it's okay, like we'll do this next time to make you like look better.
You can keep battling through things, right? You know how to kind of build up your teammates and all that. So your freshman year, you come in here and you go to state, win state, and get state game MVP. Then last year, go back to the state game, win it again, and then Kenna gets state game MVP last year. Compared to your freshman year to where you are now as a junior, how much do you think your game has grown personally, not just as a team, but just you yourself personally? How much do you think your game has grown in 3 years?
Like as a normal freshman, you're not gonna go in there and be like, oh my gosh, I want to dominate. Like that's just not how people are nowadays. And some people are, and credits to them, but that was not me. I just I don't know, I was kind of nervous more than I was like super confident. But I think the overall aspect of like my game has just grown in like confidence because I always pretty much had like the game, but like my confidence wasn't always there. But now since I've gone through the years, like the team looks up to me, so like I think that's the confidence has definitely improved since freshman year.
And obviously there's going to be you're going to get every team's best shot every night that y'all go out there on the court being the two-time defending state champs like y'all are going to get everybody's best shot. So how how much how difficult is it I guess to go out there every night knowing that you're the team everybody wants to be like you're the standard that everybody's trying to get to? Is that put pressure on y'all to perform or how does that make you feel?
No, I think honestly, the coaches and Coach Bruce specifically tells us before every game, hey, you're the target everyone's wanting to beat. So just go out there and just play our game. Like even if we're winning by 80, like play the same game as if we were tied. If we're losing, let's say we play a 5 and 6 and we're losing, play the same game because no matter what, like in the end, like we're gonna like overshine the people that are just playing for like to play us. Like we're not looking, oh, we're gonna go play La Pointer and beat them like whatever. Like we're trying to build up to like winning state. And I mean, he does a good job saying like they're gonna be coming out here like you can't get nervous if they punch you in the throat like the first 4 minutes because it's not a game that you thought was gonna be close. Like we have to go in at every game kind of the same way they do, but not as like, oh, we're beating Martinsville, like, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely. I've always wondered. Like, I've never been in a position to be on a team that's that good to be in that position. I've always been on the other side trying to beat those teams, so I haven't been on that side of it. Well, Kara, congratulations on the great game on Tuesday night and the big win as well. What are your thoughts kind of on the rest of the season? I know you mentioned it, playing some of those 5As and 6As. Martinsville has to go play tougher competition. And so, how much do you think that has prepared you for district play and then the rest of the season going forward?
I think it helps a lot actually, because I mean 2A and 1A, like I mean I'm not trying to like dog them, but like they're not as like competitive as 5 and 6A. And I think even us losing and our record not being and like, you know, the rankings were not number one or whatever, like that doesn't really matter to us. Like yes, we want to be number one, but playing 5 and 6A I think is overall going to help us because like Coach Bruce says sometimes, look, this team is not as good as Braswell. Like they're just not. And that just like puts us in our mind like we've played the competition. Now we just need to go out there and like prove that we've played that competition before. And it kind of makes us like on the court less scared, I guess, when we start getting into playoffs. Like, hey, we've been in this competition before. Like, there's no need to be worried.
And last thing I want to ask you, then I'll let you get out of here and I'll get to your coach. But I know that you've been there in the gym Tuesday night. Obviously, that first off, told Coach Bruce this, the light show and everything is awesome. Like, how pumped up does that get y'all? Because it seems like
It,
it gets y'all fired up.
yes, it does.
Okay, yeah. So I was noticing though it has the state championships there underneath the lights. And I was looking, there's been a couple of back-to-backs, but not a three-peat, not a three in a row. So how much has that been a focus of the team this year, or have y'all talked about that at all?
We set goals in the like beginning of the year. And that's obviously one of our goals. But I think throughout the season we don't really look at the here like let's like obviously we all know that's gonna be a goal of ours. But throughout the season we just say like it's one step at a time. I think Coach Bruce like breaks up into like four different like seasons quote. It's like off or not off season, but like beginning season when like the 5 and 6 days like on the tournament, then it's tournament season, and then it's like district, which is like, and then it's playoffs, and then we're kind of like starting to get into the playoff mode because obviously it's right around the corner, and I think that we don't really pay attention to the three-peat until like we're starting to start like thinking about the three-peat, and I think that that kind of like takes the pressure off throughout the whole season. Like it doesn't matter until now, and then we start looking at it obviously towards the end, and then we focus on that.
Well, y'all are a joy to watch. It's fun to watch the games, and y'all are a well-oiled machine out there. So, Kara, congratulations once again. I'm sure we will talk to you down the road. I want to get Coach Bruce in here now, so we'll talk to Coach. But thank you, Kara.
Thank you.
So, just like we were talking to Kara, when you were witnessing that game on Tuesday night, obviously the game was well in hand, 83-32 victory over Alba Goldie. But when you see Kara having a game like she was having Tuesday night, what's going through your head as a coach?
Yeah, just finding ways to get her space, honestly, is what we're trying to do all the time, really in every game. Get her, everything kind of starts with her for our team. And we definitely have a plan if teams want to take her away and different things like that. We have kids that can score all over the court, but it does start with her. And, they really weren't helping off of her at all. Um, and there was multiple times during the game where we were using her as a screener as well, and kids are coming wide open. And so, I think that's kind of one of the coolest things about it. She scored 41, but there's also however many points where she went and set a screen and she draws so much attention. Kids are flashing open and things like that. So she's generating offense in other ways too, other than when she actually scores the ball herself. But yeah, I'm really thinking during the game just about the whole team, just about ways to get kids, good looks. And I try not to focus on the score. We try to keep the pedal to the metal. Keep all four quarters being intense and both ends of the floor intense because that's what it's going to take. When we get down to the end.
Well, and yeah, like I was talking with Carrie, obviously back-to-back state champs. So there's been a standard in Martinsville, obviously. But what's been the biggest difference, or not even the difference, but what's been the vibe of the team this year compared to maybe years past?
They're just a year older. There's ways in which they're more mature. Um, they're not perfect by any means, but they're I think they're good about not pointing the finger. We have had, in the past in Martins Mill, they're not used to losing. So we've lost 5 basketball games this year. And a couple of them we lost them at the right at the end. And so I think I'm proud of the girls for not that hasn't created any issues for us or for them. Um, Nobody's blaming anyone for, you know, some struggles which we have been through, which we do play a hard schedule, and that's kind of built where we want to go through some of that a little bit. But I'm proud of the way they've handled those situations like that, and just little things about what we're doing, like whether it's a certain type of set that we're running or an offense we're running. They've been running kind of a lot of the same stuff, so we can really focus on other things. Like we spent more time just on just continuing to work on just skill development and shooting the ball, getting shots up. We hadn't had to spend as much time, learning the system that we run because they already run it. They've been running it. So things like that's better.
Yeah, and you mentioned the schedule, and yes, and Kara talked about it too, playing multiple 5As and 6As. I was at the Legacy game in Tyler for that one. I know the Longview game, that's one of them that came down to the wire there. How much does that, and the Holiday Hoops tournament in Tenaha, which is just a phenomenal tournament year in and year out with a lot of great competition, how much does that help you going in towards district and preparing for the playoffs, playing teams of that caliber?
Yeah, I think it's a big help because the truth is, even in 2A, when you get down to the end, if you look at the best teams in the state, some of the best teams in our region, like for example, Sherino and teams like Lipan and Mason and Panhandle and all these teams, those teams are on that level too. They're not like your typical 2A schools either, and they're like these bigger schools. And so we feel like it just gets us more prepared, more battle tested, playing tough competition. And honestly, we feel like we belong in those games. I mean, we feel like we can play with Tyler Legacy, and they put it on us a little bit that night. And we feel like we don't feel like we were in over our head playing them. We don't feel like it was a bad decision. We feel like we could play them again and we could beat them, and obviously they can beat us too. But we just feel like that our kids are good enough to play those games, and it helps us get better. And that's just the bottom line. So anytime, as long as I'm here, we're not going to shy away from tough competition and tough schedules. And I think that being put in the fire a little bit makes you better, makes you tougher.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think you would agree with this. Having a state championship at the end of the season is a lot more important than trying to have an undefeated record. Like you would
Correct.
rather have the championship than the record any day.
100%.
Yeah.
Nobody really remembers all that stuff. I mean, I guess it's cool to have an undefeated season, but nobody really celebrates those as much as they celebrate those state championships. That's really what matters.
Right, exactly. And something I did notice Tuesday, now I say all the time, like Martins Mill is a basketball factory and the babies are born with basketballs in their hands in Martinsville, right? But
Right.
Tuesday night, I kind of did see that. The Building a Mustang program. I want you to speak a little bit about that because I think that was one of the coolest things to see the youth of Martinsville all come out there. And it wasn't just, it was at halftime of y'all's game. And the girls, instead of going to the locker room, the team's out there watching the youth out there doing their stuff. And they're running 3-man weaves down here with hitting layups. Like, talk to me about that program. It's an awesome thing that they got going on.
Yeah, the Martinsville community is really the key. And it's not if you look at all the success of Martins Mill, it's not really one coach because multiple coaches have been here. It's not one set of kids, not one group of players really. It's the community over the long haul. It's what the whole community as a whole comes together and puts together things like building a Mustang. I'm actually married. My wife is from here, and she has 3 little sisters, and they actually do the BAM. They put that together, the building a Mustang. So it's a cool thing. A lot of kids participate in it. They get out there and do their thing. I actually have 2 daughters of my own in the BAM out there. So I like that I can stay out there and watch my kids a little bit in halftime. So it's just a fun thing. It gets all those parents to the game too. All those little ones, all their parents are at the game. It just kind of brings it all together for the whole community. And little kids growing up in Martins Mill, they want to be out there on that court. They want to be a lady Mustang or a Martins Mill boy Mustang. So it's cool. It definitely, and our little dribblers program is super super. There's a lot of participation in that.
Yeah, you mentioned it brought the community out for sure. I mean, that that gym was packed on Tuesday night and for a good game too. And y'all are just performing well. I asked Kara this, and she kind of said what you say, that you break down the season in four quarters and everything like that. But being back-to-back state champs, having a target on your back, and like I was saying to her, there's back-to-back state championships in that gym, but never a three-peat yet. Right. So how much has that been a focal point of this season, or has it even crossed y'all's mind yet? Or are you waiting to kind of enter that as you get into the playoffs?
Yeah, to me, winning a state championship is such a big deal. It's so hard to do it, and anytime we do it, it's just amazing. I'm amazed by it. The kids do it. I mean, we can coach all day, but obviously the kids have to go do it, and these guys have done it. And we talk about it a little bit, but it's more about right now just trying to get through district one game at a time, perform well, get better, and then hopefully get into the playoffs and just map it out. And I know it sounds cliche, a lot of coaches would say this, but really it's just about one game at a time in the playoffs, one opponent at a time. And if we do get to the chance to have a chance to do that, yeah, I mean, it'd be crazy. It'd be awesome. But it's tough. There's some really good teams this year in 2A. And I mentioned some of them earlier. And so they're all coming, they're all getting better, and it's definitely not going to be easy, for sure. Not that it was in the past either, but it's definitely not going to be easy this year.
Right. I was about to say it, not to say that it was easier in the past either,
Right.
but yeah, I think to your point, I think there's a lot more. I think it's deeper, right? I think
It
the
is
2A division is deeper now than it has been in years past.
Yeah, I agree. It is.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for getting Kara in here as well. And appreciate you taking the time and chit-chatting with us. And I know we'll talk to you down the road. Best of luck to your Lady Mustangs.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.